Is he live yet? Is he live yet? Are we live yet? Your aversion to some people might actually be your response to fear that specific qualities you see in them also exist within you. From daily Om comes this idea of coping with people you dislike. It's an article by Madison Taylor, and we're going to take a look at it. I'm not sure that I agree with all of it. In fact, I'm not sure that I agree with any of it because I've only breezed the top of it, but it looked like something that to me made sense. It looked like something to me that was worth talking about. So here we come, bringing this type of real world use it now information to you. Speaking of real world use it now information, focused life force energy sends it sends a consciousness raising. It'll raise you up to 560 on the Hawkins scale. Most of you are below 100. If you want to be raised up to 560 on the Hawkins scale and to create, it's not going to turn you into a spiritual super person, but it will create the environment where you can create yourself and become a spiritual super person. Jerry Runk, is a good thing. I love you too, brother. So, April Runk, is there a connection there? So, go to any of our websites, serpentdove.org, rawreflections.org, jeffreydarty.com, or go down at the bottom here and look at Focus Life Force Energy. Try it free for 15 days. It's a secret, but you can do it for 30 days. 15 on your cell phone, 15 on your house. Take a look at it. It's worth it, and it's free. Free 99, Free 99. Check it out. Sandra and I get a little piece broken off, so please think about it. Do it now. Do it right now. Anyway, here we go. Talking about, ladies and gentlemen, coping with people that you dislike. As much as most of us would really like to exist in harmony with the people we encounter, and I think that's true for, especially for those of us that are in this chat room, especially for those of us that 15,000 now, wow, amazing, that watch the content of this program. Not everybody that watches the content of this program really wants to live in harmony, but we're using some spiritual Aikido. Whoa! And we're not resisting. You know what? Sometimes just because you don't resist doesn't mean things don't persist, but that's all right because it's not about them. It's about you and it's about me. So there's always individuals that we don't like as much as we try. There's always that person that just rubs you the wrong way. And then there's those people that really tend to bother those of us that are attempting to walk a spiritual path because we don't think we're perfect. We know we're not perfect, but at least we try. At least we try. And there's people out there that not only don't try, but they deliberately don't try. They're deliberately unaware, and we think they're too mean, they're too abrasive for us to even interact with them. We think they're villains. And we think they're villains at the end of the day because their beliefs, their opinions, their mannerisms, their mode of being just aren't compatible with ours. And of course, you don't have to embrace these rough kind of traits that they've chosen to embody. You don't have to do the things they do, but there may be times which the best course of action involves distancing yourself from someone you dislike. That's a beautiful, profound statement. Distance yourself, or as Sandra says, disengage. Sometimes, though, you've got to spend at least a certain amount of time in the company of individuals that you just flat don't like. In those cases, and this is so hard to say, but this keeps coming up in my life and in our lives, those 15,000 of us here. In such cases, try easing your discomfort by bringing favor upon your foe and examining as well your feelings carefully. Let's take a look at that portion of it. We've talked a lot, and we've talked at length about bringing favor upon your foe, but we haven't talked too much about examining the feelings that those people bring up in us. A lot of times we automatically don't like people because they're very different, and they question our values, they question our spirituality, they question our culture, they question our ideologies. And it's all right not to have affinity for people that do that. We're live and let live kind of folks. Do what you want to do, be who you want to be, just don't allow it to infringe upon my life. Be divine, be sovereign, be free as you want to be or don't be, but don't allow your stuff to infringe upon my divinity, sovereignty, or freedom. It's really that simple. We're live and let live folks. We call down favor upon our foes. We don't wish bad on anybody. We love those that hate us. We pray for those that despitefully use us. We call down favor on those that are trying to destroy us, even as they continue to do so. And the one thing that we can't do, I know we do it not really for them, but what we're trying to do is not allow the power of their dislike to cause within us something that can weaken our life's foundations. Because when you've got low vibration feelings, hate, anger, disgust, aversion, and when you've got low vibration feelings like wanting to wring somebody's neck or something, well, that can weaken your life's foundation. And this isn't the case all the time, but I think it's worthy of consideration. Is there something in that person that you might actually be responding to in some type of fear that what you see in them might also somehow be in you? And I think part of us as spiritual people, none of us have been perfect. We've had very checkered past. My past, thankfully, it's long past, but my past wasn't great. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. I went through more than one marriage, more than two marriages in like a year and a half. Married for 16 years the first time, then just lost my mind, got divorced, and wow, then there's no boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it was crazy. I was a wreck. I haven't been as careful with money as I should have been. I did some things I shouldn't have done, but thankfully that was all a long, long time ago. But even now, I think when you meet people and see people that are manifesting things that used to be in you, there's a somewhat of a tendency to have a reaction to, ooh, I remember that. I don't like it. I don't want to be around it. I don't like them. Whereas we should just say, let them have their stuff. I dealt with my stuff and just move on. And that's okay. And it doesn't mean that every time somebody makes you mad, I mean, I didn't like Charles Manson, but that doesn't mean that I wanted to kill people or have people kill people. So I don't buy this whole thing of, oh, well, if you see something in someone that makes you mad, then that thing must be in you. No, it must not. Says who? Says who? I don't like Soros, but I don't want to control the world and dominate it. I don't like Ted Bundy, but I don't want to eat people. Oh, that was Dahmer. Sorry. I don't want to eat people. So it doesn't mean that there is something in them that you think is like you, but maybe there's something in them that you don't want to slip back into. Or there's something in them that you feel like, wow, I could feel that raising up in me because of what they make in me. And maybe not only do we call in a favor on our enemies or on our foes, but maybe we also ask ourselves, and it doesn't hurt to ask, is there something in them that I recognize as used to being in me, or is there something in them that could potentially be in me? I think it's worth asking the question. If we meet people that inspire an intense negative response in you, ask ourselves, why is the emotion and the response so powerful? Now, there might be good reasons for it, because they have damaged people you love, because they act out of integrity, because they come after you for no reason, because they smashed your car and just walked away, because they whacked you with the brick and didn't even say they're sorry. There might be real reasons that you don't like them. But stop a second and ask the second and third layer questions. ask the second and third layer questions. And remember that we do control our feelings. And no one makes us mad. No one makes us angry. No one makes us punch them in the face. We choose to do those things in reaction to stimuli that they put out. Now, just like when we call down favor on our enemies, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden the clouds are going to part, the angels are going to sing if there are angels, and that we're going to have this big breakthrough. But the fact that, number one, we're willing to call down favor upon our foes, and number two, that we're willing to actually think and say, I really don't like what they do. Is there any seed of that in me? And what can I do to make sure I don't become like that? I think that's calling favor on them is a great step. Examining yourself to see if there's anything like them in you is a great step. And asking yourself, is there any potential for anything like this to be in me? Those are great, great steps. And sometimes your aversion to people is because they're rotten people. Sometimes your aversion to people is just they're just not nice people. There's PSN, psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, and they're just rotten, dirty, no good people. Sometimes that's just the way it is. There are people that aren't good people. And sometimes maybe, we all have that seed within us probably. We've all got that reptilian cortex that could go that way. And maybe sometimes we think, if not for the grace of the gods, there go I. So not only can we call down favor on our enemies, but we can use them to reflect. And we can use them to do a little self-evaluation. And it doesn't mean you have to like them. It doesn't mean you have to have harmony with them. And many times you should not. But we can learn not to let them dictate our feelings and stay in control of our feelings ourselves. And we can use them as opportunities to take a look into ourselves. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is we don't allow them to decide how we think. We don't allow them to decide how we feel. And we don't allow them to lure us into low vibrational thinking or low vibrational actions. Let me roll through the chat room and answer questions. I'm done. They are sweetie pies, Jeff. Yeah, sure did need this today. Thank you, Ellie Mack. I think we all do. It is universal truth, and it is a universal issue. Chris watched the interview with the creators of Fluffy and did feel the vibration rise up. It felt up. It rose very significantly. Many do make your blood boil. Much love to you, Jenny, from Memphis. I was in Memphis not too long ago for Elvis Week. Gary needs this show because he's the big misanthrope. Super challenging when the toxic people in your life are your birth family. Yeah, I don't have that issue, so thankfully. Once you've had a skinny dip in the river of life, you don't really enjoy hanging out in the desert with people who can't swim. Very interestingly put, Steve. Blood family can be the enemy. Don't throw pearls to swine, but love them from a sincere heart. That's right, even the Christ. And he was a pretty loving guy. He said, listen, dudes and dudettes, sooner or later, you'll learn not to put your stuff out in front of those swine because they're gonna rend you. They're gonna run over you. They're gonna hit you with those tusks. So you learn to keep your distance and disengage. Is it something you hate about yourself that you always seen that person? No, I don't think so, Jenny. I reject that. I just reject that. I mean, is there something in Bundy that's like you? Was there something in Dahmer that was like you? Is there something in Manson that was like you? No. I wouldn't say it's never self-projection. That's why we ask the question. And Jung said a lot of things I didn't agree with. He said a lot of things that I do agree with. You can't please everyone, so you've got to please yourself. You don't even try to please everyone. Sometimes we have to see the dark to find the light. Absolutely. Darkness is the greatest thing to clarify light. Responsibility is ours. We are angels. I got that. Humbleness is the most important thing. Why can't they just be cool like us? Exactly. Why can't we just live and let live? Some people just don't want to do that. But this is, Michelle says, don't allow them to, don't give away your power to them. They don't have the power to make you mad. Only you have the power to make you mad. So don't give them that power. Don't allow them to make you cuss like a drunk sailor. Perfect love is unoffendable, but still no pearls for swine. Ultraviolet Flame says, hey, Jeff, very on point. Thank you very much. Good point, Jeff. Thank you. And I appreciate it. And I thought that it was worth bringing to you. And like Catherine says, there's just evil out there. And there doesn't have to be evil in you for you to recognize, whoa, that dude's evil. There doesn't have to be evil in you for you to recognize, whoa, that chick's evil. Some people are just evil. Sherry says, so spot on, enjoying this. Thank you. Some people are just evil. Good to see you too. Some people are just evil. You just got to let that stuff go. Don't let them cause you to act evil, because you're not evil, but we are capable of doing evil. So that's why we have to keep ourselves in check. That's why we call love favor upon our enemies. Not love, but we call favor upon our enemies. That's why we ask ourselves, is there something about them that is in me? No. Okay, move on. Is there something about them that could be in me? Well, I am a human, and if I don't keep myself straight, maybe that could be me, so let me buckle down and stay straight. Yep. Favor. Favor. But when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And it's a whole lot easier if you believe them the first time. A whole lot easier when someone shows you who they are. Just believe them the first time. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. That's New Cosmic Knowledge. I will be back later with some more broadcast excellence. I just wanted to bring that to you because I thought it was helpful. I thought it was timely. And, you know, I'm here for one reason. That's to help you unindoctrinate yourself. I'm here. We're here. Sandra and I working together, helping you to ask questions, helping you to question answers, and helping you to unindoctrinate yourself by realizing it's an inside job. Only you can prevent forest fires, and only you can go inside and start the fire that will burn up all the stuff that is not like you and that is not whom or what you wish to be. So let's all start a fire deep down on the inside and use that light to dig through the darkness, the dark night of the soul, the shadow work, until we come out on the other side, who we are, what we are, who we're meant to be, and what we're meant to be. Let's all do the inside work. Let's all do the inside job. Let's all unindoctrinate ourselves and create the life that we'll love. Until next time, I salute you. I wish you the very best. And we call favor upon those that love us and those that hate us, because that's just what we do. We're New Cosmic Knowledge. We're the Gospel Truth Army. We're the last generation of real humans. And we are getting started.